Hey folks, welcome back to GP Reactions. My name is Gail, this is my channel and it is wonderful to be doing some reactions. Today is Sunday. When this goes out, it probably won't be Sunday anymore and I will be back at work again. I've had a couple of weeks off. It's been really nice. I got quite a bit done. There's a few things that didn't quite work out. But I had intended to do a few reactions earlier in the week, but my temperature had built up so much that it was just unbearable. So I kind of spent more time um, out and in air conditioned buildings than and I think somewhere down the line you might agree or disagree, but we're probably gonna have to get more air conditioning installed in homes across the UK. Um, Not that I'm really bothered. I do like the sunshine, and I know this is going to be unpopular, but um, people that talk about climate change, yeah, and I know that back in the day, you used to get a nice cold winter, bit of snow, springtime was spring, autumn was autumn, and summer was summer. Um, but I can remember cold summers, I can remember hot summers, and it's yes, okay, so we're getting a little bit warmer every year. And I know that's a bad thing, but do you know what? I actually quite enjoy it. Um, it means just to me, it just means there's yeah, and I don't care if it lasts if it's warm over winter and not snowing. I don't care. Um, our homes aren't built um for freezing weather, and actually our homes aren't built for any kind of weather really, but at least they're built out of brick. Um, yeah. The only thing I wouldn't like is tornadoes and earthquakes and stuff, and so I don't want to kind of like hex everything. Anyway, I'm just kind of rabbiting on about weather as I normally do, so I'm going to be reacting to Jackie Wilson in a short while. I get the sweetest feeling. The song, the title rings a bell, and I have a Jackie Wilson song in my head, but I don't think it's this one. Um, but yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. I wanted to thank everybody actually just for subscribing to my channel. It really means a lot. I don't get that many subscribers each month, new subscribers, and those I do, I really thank them for coming here. I sometimes play some unusual music, um, and sometimes I'll play music that a few people know very well, so it's not unusual or new to them. And that's what I really love about this channel because I'm exploring music, as I probably would have done when I was, when I was, 17, 16. Sat in front of the radio late at night, um, exploring new music. And, back then I only had myself to listen to it. If I played it to a friend, they might say, oh, that's good. But they never asked me any more questions. I didn't really kind of move in that like circle of friends that were really into, you know, um, analyzing albums and stuff like that. I just listened to it on the radio, maybe cheekily recorded some of it on a cassette tape, and yeah, so you didn't really have that kind of ability to sort of feedback what you thought. But this channel has given me that opportunity, and thanks to you guys, I've got the opportunity to actually react to some wonderful tracks as well. So if you do want to suggest anything to listen to, you can go through Buy Me a Coffee, or you can just simply suggest it in below. And what I'm doing, I'm compiling a list. I've sort of had a break from compiling that list, but I had a lot of comments that sometimes they fly under the radar. Um, they'll get posted, but YouTube won't notify me of those posts. So I have been going back through. I'm going to try and get back through all of my videos and see what has been suggested. So far, some really interesting tracks have come up that I never even read the comments. So there were definitely ones that flew under the radar. So if anybody who is a avid watcher of my channel has had comments that I've not basically acknowledged that I've seen them, it's probably because they don't I don't get notified for notifications. So anyway, thanks to everything and everyone. I'm going to be reacting now to a song, Jackie Wilson, I Got the Sweetest Feeling. This was actually written by Van McCoy. of the Shuffle, the Hustle. Um, and it reached number 9 in July 1972. And also, it's interesting, it was number 3 in February 1987, which is really, really interesting. I believe it was released in 1968, and that was his 20th album. 1968 was Jackie Wilson's 20th album. That's really impressive. So, what have we got? So this was written by Van McCoy and somebody called Alicia Evelyn. We also have Willie Henderson Orchestra and with the Funk Brothers. So I just kind of like that combination of an orchestra and Funk Brothers. So I'm not sure. Anyway, Jackie Wilson, The Sweetest Feeling, directed by Giblets. I know a giblet lane. It's where a giblet is. I think it's like a little metal prison that you hang person up. It's usually in a shape of a person or something, and you hang them up from a tree or something. And sometimes, I guess, sometimes they're left to die in that metal chassis, and sometimes they might get let out. I suppose it depends on the crime, but that, I believe, is Giblet. Might be wrong. Anyway, completely went off on a tangent. Jackie Wilson, I got the sweetest feeling. I get the sweetest feeling. Um, and I'll let you know if I know this one, because 1987, I don't know. Okay.
The closer you get, the better you look, baby.
Yeah, I've heard this one before. I wasn't sure. I completely forgot the tune, so I possibly heard this in 1987. So my apologies. I do recognise this from moment start. I didn't recognise the title, so it, yeah. Okay, let's continue anyway.
The
I love
better
that
you
bass.
look, the more I want you. When you turn on your smile, I feel my heart go wild. I'm like a child with a brand new toy, and I get the sweetest feeling, honey, the sweetest, baby, the sweetest, loving you, yeah. The warmer your kiss, the deeper you touch me, baby. The deeper your touch, the more you thrill me. It's more than I can stand. Girl, when you hold my hand, I feel so grand that I could cry. And I get
Of course, and I noticed there's an album there, and I recognised a picture on the front of the album, and it was Reet Petite. I'm sure it was Reet Petite, and of course, was that number 1? Um, around about the late 1986. So it makes perfect sense that this one would have followed it up. I don't remember this one as much. I'm guessing there's quite a few older tracks around in '86. Um, Marvin Gaye, Heard It Through the Grapevine was one I remember. Sam Cooke, Wonderful World. So we had like a whole kind of string of these tracks. I love this one. I love the bass on it. I love the horns. I've I didn't probably really relax to listen to this. I was still a teenager, and although music wasn't fantastic in '86, it was there was some interesting tracks around, and um, yeah, it was good. It was good music. It's good. I call it good speaker music. Around '86, bit of paranoia by The Art of Noise, Sly Fox, Let's Go All the Way. And we had some reggae as well that year, Boris Gardner. So it kind of felt very old school, '86 did. And it didn't feel like there was any kind of real strong movements during that year, except for, I think maybe towards the end of that year we had some house music, Jackie Body and stuff like that. Steve Silk-Hurley. That might be in '87 actually. I do kind of get my '86s and '87s mixed up, but this is definitely '87. Um, and although I recognise the song, I actually don't remember it being in the charts, but it must have been. It makes logical sense. So yeah,
Mama, the sweetest, baby, the sweetest,
it's got a voice.
loving you. The greater your love, the stronger you hold me, baby. The stronger you hold.
Every instrument on this kind of feels warm and rounded, and um, the the strings feel kind of rich, but like again a very warm feeling from the strings. Um, Everything has like a real comfortable, lovely, warm feel to it, and it's odd because I mean, if this came out in if I had heard this in February '87, I would maybe have thought, it's like yeah. Now I'm thinking, this has more of a summer feel to it, which is nice because it is summer. So, um,
The more I
yeah.
need you. With every passing day, I love you more in every way. I'm in love to stay, and I wanna say, I get the baby, the sweetest, honey, the sweetest, loving you.
It's a great video, actually. I really enjoyed the kind of back a switch from this generic kind of couple dancing to the sentiments of a song, and then back to the black and white of Jackie Wilson on television. I, I mean, did I see? I think the Repeat song was mainly is it stop motion plasticine. Very, very sort of similar to Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer, if I remember. And then this one kind of combines a very subtle elements of that. And I did think of Sledgehammer when I saw the grapes rearranging themselves. But it was nice. It was a nice balanced video. Very, very lovely song as well. Just everything about it just gave me like that kind of fuzzy, warm feeling. And it's not a song I've heard very much, but I definitely do remember it. Um, yeah, it's really nice. Lord, no, I mean, I almost don't want to look at when Jackie Wilson had his, maybe his first hits or whatever, because I wonder when he was like still alive and that. I wonder if there's any comments on this, because it's one of these things that I just feel. Um, 20th album in 1968. That's just mad. And then 4 years between this becoming uh, um, charting in 1972. Um, and then obviously it was reissued in '87. So how many views? 1.8 million views. This record sends shivers down my spine. That a perfect soul record by a man with a beautiful voice. He's got such a smooth voice. I remember, like, I think Rudy Petit was a bit harder hitting with his voice. But yeah, it's such a smooth voice. Somebody saying he died a sad death. His estate was in arrears. Um, yeah, people like Jackie Wilson would have been huge influences on probably a lot of the people I listened to. Um, you know, when I was a kid, um, certain charts like there was Smokey Robinson, um, even probably Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder. Um, Jackie Wilson, what an artist! So past, wow, okay. Oh, okay. So that's a bit sad. I thought they were referring to Jackie Wilson. Um, somebody's posted. The fella in the video passed away on Easter Sunday, 2026, and they were married. This person was married to him for 35 years. Oh man, that's yeah. I mean, so that was not that long ago. Um, so my condolences to the partner of the um, the gentleman in the video. Um, and the video was lovely itself. It was if you're going to make a video of something old and you want to have old footage and make a fresh video, then I get that is that's a good way of doing it. It had everything in it really that you could wish for. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't. It didn't detract from the song, which was love, beautiful, warm song. Let's have a listen to how it started again. See, when I first heard those first few notes, um, it reminded me of "Farewell My Summer Love" by Michael Jackson. But I loved the way that drum came in. That's really, really cool. And immediately he doesn't start singing, but he just brings that vocal in with.
Closer you get, the better you look, baby. The better you look, the more I want you with a brand new toy. Feel it, honey, the sweetest.
I think it might be in the second verse where he brings in the strings
The
that I.
sweetest.
If anybody knows, like, seen my reactions to music, I love warm strings when they come in. It really makes me kind of feel of summer, which is why one of my favourite tracks of all time is. I mean, maybe they weren't warm strings, but Yvonne Elliman, If I Can't Have You, and I really kind of get this from this video.
Yeah. The warmer your kiss, the
Horns,
deeper you touch me, baby.
the
The
strings.
deeper your touch, the more you thrill me. It's
And the lyrics were just wonderful for this. The closer you get, the better you look, baby. It's just so nice. When you turn on your smile, I feel my heart go wild. I'm like a child with a brand new toy. I get the sweetest feeling, honey, the sweetest feeling. And the warmer your kiss, the deeper you touch me, baby. The deeper you touch, the more you thrill me. It's just nice. It's two people in the throes of love and embrace, and um, yeah, it's without all that kind of baggage that comes later. And it's nice. You see, a young couple, and yeah, that's nice. That's really, to see people holding hands and stuff. It's very, very sweet because I think people have less and more inhibitions these days. I think there's a lot of social conventions that stop people from actually showing affection in public. And yeah, you don't want to see, people don't like to see it over the top, but then there's also very people who become very awkward because of social media that they have an image of what they want to be like, and they might love the person we're with, but it doesn't really kind of translate to that kind of warm affection that is, more than acceptable to see out. So it's just nice. It's a nice video, and it's harks back to days to even though this was like 1968, it does kind of make you feel of those times when people were a little bit more kind of relaxed, in a kind of strange way because you'd think these days people would be more relaxed, but I think there's more social conventions that people want to aspire to that maybe detract from, the freedom of feeling how you want to be and who you want to be with, and it's just that kind of we're not free anymore. That's for sure when it comes to affection and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I love this. This was fantastic. Thank you, Simon, for suggesting this. It's yeah, it's warmed my day, and it's one of those I don't think I got it anywhere. I mean, I've got an extensive library of music, but I don't think this is on in anything I've got. So I might have to. I'm still old school. I might have to download it and kind of pop it on my summer playlist because it gave me those vibes. Anyway, folks, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this. Please join me in the comments below as always, and I will speak to you soon.